So for today's Ask Me Anything, I get a lot of questions regarding investing in other people's companies, and apparently as Secret Entourage gets bigger, more and more people watch some of my earlier videos, and it's like we recorded them 3 years ago, but nonetheless, they're still accurate for the most part. Some of those videos talk about the way I make investments in people, or the way I'm ultimately looking to invest in other entrepreneurs who are trying to innovate, rather than entrepreneurs who are simply looking to make a buck. So that said, I receive a lot of, Ask Me Anything questions regarding, how do you make a selection of who to invest in, what to invest in, which people, and so on and so forth. So I want to say something that a lot of people don't seem to know is like somewhat common knowledge. If you watch the show The Profit on CNBC, it's like after Shark Tank. There's something that Marcus in that show says that's really true, and that's kind of like a universal rule to business in general, as well as entrepreneurship as well. It's about people, right? Product and process. Those are the 3 P's of every successful venture. They have great people, or they are great people, the people that are actually founding it or running it, and then they have a great product, or service, and then ultimately they have a great process in delivering that product or service. So that's the key to like a successful business, right? Is having those 3 P's and really understanding them so well that you have your processes in place around those 3 things, right? Now it takes time. Even in my own business, it's taken me years to do that. It's usually the time where an investor looks at a business is when these 3 baselines are somewhat there, so we can at least look at it from a perspective of, okay, you've done so well bringing this together, very few enhancements, as well as using our network and our immediate point of contacts, can really take this to that next level. We're not really, as investors, let me just clarify, not as innovators, but as investors. An investment is when someone gives you money and expects a return back or something back in exchange, right? Now, that said, here's the way we look at it. If you have a baseline strong enough and we can add to that baseline and really take that next step, take it to that next level, then we're interested in putting money in it, helping you do that, and then getting a return back out of it. Your success, our success, everyone shares the success. What investors are not interested in, so just so we understand, because we're still talking about investors, we're not interested in helping you just build your dreams, right? Like your dreams are your dreams. The only person that's going to build your dreams is you, nobody else. Like, I don't give a shit what your dreams are. It's the reality of it, because too many people have dreams and people don't do shit about them. So if I was focusing on what everybody has and nobody's doing anything about, then I wouldn't be where I am in life, right? Instead, I focus on people who are bringing visions to life. You have a vision of what the world could be. You have a vision of what your product or service and your people are about to deliver, and then I'm going to help you bring that vision to life. A vision is very different than a dream. A dream is like some recent guy that emailed me was like, I work at a car dealership. I want to start my own car dealership. Give me money. Of course I'm not going to give you money. Why the hell would I want to be in business with a guy that's not competent enough to make his own money, to start a dealership which is only about making money? Like, think about that. Like, that doesn't make any sense at all, right? So you need to think about investments in that same realm. Like, we don't invest in weakness, right? We invest in the strengths. And we recognize the weaknesses we can fulfill to create more strengths and ultimately take the company to the next level. So when you look at what I personally, this is not talking for any other of my other investor friends or other investors out there, but this is me as a person. So while most people do a lot of emphasis on, on people, product, process, some investors take out the part about people, because it doesn't really matter to them as much. It doesn't mean that, like, what I'm saying is, does not mean that they don't care about the people there. It simply means that they don't put as much emphasis on who is running the business. So on my side, however, my number one priority is people. My second priority, and it's like completely skewed, it's 50% people, 25% product, 25% process. Because I believe that even at certain times where people have bad products or bad processes, if it's the right person, they'll be able to somehow kind of pull through or fit into some of the other things I'm doing. So it's almost like I'm investing more in talent that I invest in a business, right? That's how I think about it. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to still invest in someone who just has a strong belief in themselves to run a car dealership. Like, it's stupid. It's not what I do, right? And it's not what anybody else does either. It's those are pipe dreams that don't make any sense. And then the other part to it too is, look, there's thousands of resources out there on entrepreneurship, business, and everything else. How are you going to approach someone like myself or someone else who has put out all that information for you, who has put out books for you, who has put out the ability for you to have access to that information, not read that information, not go through it, not understand the person, how they make decisions or what they do, and then still come back and say, hey, I think we should talk. I'm a serious person that is a serious venture. So that doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. So if you're one of those guys, I'm just giving you a heads up that you might want to rethink the way you do investing. You might want to rethink the way you think about approaching an investor. And you might definitely want to rethink what I mean when I say, I invest in people who are innovative, who are looking for ways to really get into entrepreneurship, not business. Because I'm not looking for the next money idea. I know how to make money. I make money on my own. I don't need someone else to help them make money, so I make money with them. I can make money on my own. I can take money between putting it in investments, between starting and pushing my own new products and businesses, whatever it is. I can make money. I'm not worried about it. What I'm looking for are investments within people who are truly looking at the world from a different lens and saying, I can really create value here and facilitate the way others are doing business. But the only thing that's keeping me from moving forward is I've already set the baseline. I just don't have the capital to grow my business. But I've already established and started to take on this shape and form as to what I'm doing. So if you have no people, you have no product, you have no process, and you have a pipe dream, no one's interested. All right, so we talk about brands a lot, and we talk about branding as one of the key ways that Secret Entourage